Hello my friends, welcome back. In this video, I want to focus on connectivity. So let me give you an interesting app I've been observing, right? There's this app, Capitec app. It's interesting because, well, they do allow you to connect to um, their app connecting to their services, obviously the web API or web service, even if you are not connected to Wi-Fi. You just have to turn your mobile data on. We know about that, just that there's still a mystery about that. However, the challenge is while it connects to whatever web API on the other end, sometimes it doesn't connect properly and then it shows we could not connect. And then there's a link that says open diagnostic. But it doesn't do the refresh or try again. What it does is you have to exit the app, and that's not a user-friendly experience. So what I did in my app, I have a way to check the connectivity. So let me launch the app, right? I have a way to check the connectivity. So the app is launching and I'm connected to my laptop is connected to Wi-Fi. Obviously this will be connected to Wi-Fi. So on the screen, if I go, what else do I have? Let's see. Okay. Let's see. There's no mobile data that's on. It's only Wi-Fi. Okay, let's do this. Oh, here's a mobile or LTE. So let me turn off this one. Turn off mobile data. You won't have access to data or the internet through T-Mobile. Internet will only be available Wi-Fi. Let's turn off. I said off and done. Let's check the app. So the app is still connected to one or the other, right? How do I know? Because if you click this link, it should open Chrome. Use without the account, and obviously Wikipedia is launching, right? Good. There we go. Right, so we confirmed, right? But if I go and turn off the actual Wi-Fi off, check what it does. It says internet connection lost. Check your internet connection and try again. So that's the first thing, right? My app is able to determine if do we still have access to internet, yes or no. But I'm doing other more stuff. And this is a content view, right? And then now it says a server connection lost. We are unable to reach the server at the moment. So how does it do it? How does it know? First, it says internet connection lost. Now it says a server connection lost. And we are saying we are unable to reach the server at the moment. And what I do is I don't want you to interact with the app, right? You can try to connect. It will work because I know it will work. But this is something that I want to show, that I am doing this to check the state of your internet connectivity, because you cannot continue to interact with the app if you're not connected to the internet. And this is a final place. Whereas it automatically redirected you to this page that says no connection, right? And it says, hi Lexus, unfortunately your device failed to properly connect it to the server. We attempted to reconnect more than 3 times but failed. Kindly check your internet connection, connectivity, and whether you can access the internet and try again after restarting the app. If you try to go back, you can't go back. This is where now it was helpful. So this is the entire process that I want to show off, right? So remember, you cannot even go to Chrome, like and say, let's say YouTube. You can't because you don't have internet. So you have to first check if you have internet, yes or no, right? So how did that work? If we go to Cover the Shoe Mobile, this is our .NET Maui. We go to View Models. There's a base view model, right? So let's scroll all the way up, right? So we're gonna forget about a couple of things here. So firstly, there is a property called connectivity underscore is visible. By default, it's false. Connectivity underscore green is visible, false. connectivity underscore red is visible false. And then we have a message underscore connectivity of type string, and we have a text color underscore connectivity of type color. So that's what makes up that connectivity system, right? So let me open this, and then we do have on the views, content view, connectivity view. So this one, it's a content view first and foremost, right? It doesn't use anything else except the skier to have that animation, right? The background color is that one, and then it's using the connectivity, the state is it true or false to show this thing. And so basically that's what you saw. I'm not going to get into the depth of this, but if you want to, you can leave the comment on the section and I'll explain in depth. But just remember, please watch a video about the base indicator. It's something similar right there, right? So you know about this. So this connectivity view, how did it show up on the first page? It's because if you go to a setup page, this is where I get to link it using show connectivity, right? I'm calling that content view, right? So this is it. It can only show if the state has changed. That's why I first went ahead and show you the base view model, because this guy, if we go code behind, right? It's now linked to set up a view model, because what we do is we are saying, listen, we need access to that setup view model, right? And the setup view model, what it does, it inherits from base view model, right? So that's how it was able to get to the base view model. So the base view model on the constructor, forget about I'm getting the app title just to make it general, you understand? And then there is a connectivity. It's one of the APIs that's bundled inside .NET Maui, right? The connectivity API lets you monitor for changes in the device and network conditions, check the current network access and how it's currently connected, right? So I'm subscribing to this event handle that says connectivity changed, right? And then I am also unsubscribing using this guy, right? So when we are subscribing, what we do is if connectivity.network access, it's not internet, I'm gonna say show no connectivity found. And then if you can see, it expects an integer message type, which is 1. So let's quickly go to this method. So this is a method still inside this class, right? Base view model. There's a private void, show no connectivity found, and I passed 1. So what it does is that connectivity underscore is visible. I'm telling it to be true. And then the green, which is the color state, right? I'm saying false, don't show, but show the red one. I hope you understand. That's why it showed it, but with red. So let me do it again so that you can see. Turn on the Wi-Fi. There we go. So let me launch in the meantime. So, and then it says now a message, because remember the message type is 1. If it's 1, it says internet connectivity lost. And then new line, check your internet connection and try again. But if it's not 1, it's something else. It's going to go for server connection lost. You understand? And by the way, this is a smart way of doing it. You don't have to do this if statement that's, complex and all that. Then the text color, I believe it's red. This color is red. Colors dot from ARGB, and then it's red. Then I say disable and hide controls. So this is another helper method. Now this one, what it does, it's gonna go and begin this on the, it's gonna invoke this on the main thread. Don't show the navbar if any. So navbar underscore is visible false. Disable the shell fly out. So I'm going to say shell, the current of fly out behavior disabled. Disable the shell bottom tabs. And then this, I'm going to use the weak reference manager. I need to make a video about this weak reference manager. This is a very powerful thing, .NET Maui. This is a very powerful thing. Yo, my system is making use of this. Listen, if you want to know about the weak reference messenger, make sure that you leave the comment on the section below and tell me if you want to, because there's a folder called messages. My app relies on this. Like, this is a very, very powerful thing. So basically, I'm going to send the message to say, when it comes to shell bottom tabs, it's not enabled. Right. So then we go up. and we get out. So let's go what calls this method all the way up. There we go. Then I'm gonna do ping connectivity. So this one, it's a deprecated method, not necessarily the method, the API is inside it. So, but let's go to the method. Oh, here's the method. I marked it as obsolete because there's something that's obsolete here. So this is what I'm doing. var is connection found. So what I'm doing is I am accessing a page, but a code behind of that page. So first I'm awaiting it. It's an async void. I'm awaiting. I'm going to a setup page. You see, it comes from content views. Then there's a method that's task bool. It returns state of bool, and it says, first I'm expecting, but by default it's false. Run first time, so I'm not passing anything. So if you go to setup again, this is the guy, right? So this is the class I'm accessing, setup page, because we have a method that's publicly available. And here it is, public, static, async. So I'm calling this method, right? But I'm not going to get into that method. So I'm just attempting to connect it to cover the shoe web API server, right? If the connection is false, only if it's false. But if it's true, get out. But if it's false, we need to talk. It says, should timer continue? There's a timer. I say true. Then on the time span, I'm going to save this value here. Datetime.now, add a minute. Just add a minute from this moment forward. Then I'm going to minus the current time. So it's going to keep that in mind, right? And then the date, there's a property called date on top. So what I'm doing is new date. I'm doing the text, right? And on the time span, because you expect days, which is 0, hours is 0, but the minutes, remember there's a time span that minutes and the seconds. So it's going to count from that 60 seconds going down. It's going to count. And then when it counts, this is what it's deprecated. There used to be the device.start timer. There's something else. But what it does is starts a recurring timer using the device clock capabilities. While the callback returns true, the timer will keep running, right? Okay, there we go. So this guy, I'm gonna say, okay, we're gonna run that guy for what? For 60 seconds, remember? Seconds. And then it's gonna run. Then the current date time now, I'm gonna minus from that date, put it on the time span, right? And then we're going to begin this thing on the main thread, right? And then if the time span minutes is 1 minute and the seconds is 0, that means it's 60 seconds. Try this guy. For 60 seconds, try it. If whatever we did there is still false, well, if it's true, it says show connectivity, that we found the connectivity. I'm going to show this, right? And show the timer continue false. If within that 60 seconds, we were able to properly connect, just say show connection found. Else, show no connection and it passes 2. Remember this method. It expects in int message type 1. Let's go back and refresh. 1 said internet connection lost, but 2, it says server connection lost. I hope that makes sense. Right? Where were we? Here. Okay. Then if the minute is 0, and then we are left with the 40 seconds, and should the timer continue, it's still true. Remember, at the first we said true, right? So that means if we could not try to connect to cover the shoe servers, this will still be true, right? So then if we're left with the 40 seconds, and that is still true, try again. If we found show connection found, stop the timer. Else, again, show no connection found, pass in 2 as a message type. If we are left with the 20 seconds, still the same thing, try again, same thing. But if the minute is 0, the second is 0, what I'm going to do is a shell to current fly out. I know it's already been disabled, but I'm going to make sure that I'm disabling it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to await, and then I'm going to use the shell to navigate it to no connection page. That's how I was able to navigate. And then obviously because this is going to navigate, but it's still going to have to execute the rest of the code. If the minute is 0, second 0, return false. That means you stop the time. Else, should timer continue, false, still stop the time. Else, continue to do that. So, again, let's do it. Turn off the Wi-Fi. Done. You see it's doing it. So I'm not going to turn it now. I'm giving it 60 seconds because what it does, it's going to be in this threshold. For 60 seconds, it's going to try, right? And then whatever the outcome, this is going to change. And then this is the red color that we talked about. So now I have about few. So let's do that. Done. Let's see. Will it be able to ping? Let's give it a couple of seconds. There we go. It says internet connection found. The internet connection was successfully established. And then it allows everything to go back. So this method, show connectivity found, what it does, this check prevents the connectivity view from appearing twice, right? Because there was a bug and this was a way for me to deal with it. If the shell, the fly out is not fly out, but not here. It doesn't affect on this page, but this way it affects. Then the connection, it's visible. It's going to be yes, true, but it's not going to be red. It's going to be green. And I'm going to say internet connection found. The internet connection was successfully established. The color is going to be green. And I'm going to delay for 5 seconds. And then I'm going to turn it off. And then I'm going to enable and show controls. So this method, on the main thread, nav bar is going to be visible if any, and then the flag is going to be fly out, and I'm going to tell them you should activate those. So let's get inside. Let's see that quickly. Where is it relevant? Let's go to login. Remember, I'm getting to login quickly and easy because I told the app to remember my credentials. If you go to this guy, you see that it still says remember credentials on login page. So don't worry about that. So let's use this one and see what we mean. Remember, there's a fly out, so I can access that guy. So let's turn it off. Or for some reason, you lose access to the internet. You see, it says, and then it disables these guys. This is what I was talking about. Disable using the Wiki Reference Manager. Disable, and the fly out it disappeared. But there will still be a problem. I just found the bug, meaning that for each and every page, I should be able to do this. And now it says server connection lost. So let's re-engage that. Let's give it a couple of seconds. Let's see what it does. Remember, it tries to ping what? The web API. So yes, there we go. The color changed. Let's give it a few seconds. There we go. And now I have access to the fly out or the menu. And then I have access to the bottom. Listen, I loved what I did. It's not as simple as A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3. It's more than that. But I loved what I did here. I loved what I did. The only thing I just did, I checked. On this page, there's nothing else you can click because I have to disable this. I don't want you to interact with anything else. That's why I was disabling this. I had to find a way to disable this. It's a trick. In fact, I'm going to make a video about how did I disable these guys. How do you do that? It's a trick using this guy. The next video is going to be about that. But I did not take into account because this is a new feature about whether or not you have notifications. So it says Lexus, there are no notifications, right? Because it says it's 0. And not just there. I know this is clickable because if you tap here, it still goes to the same page. So what I'm saying is I should take this to the next level to say when we lost the connection, what page was active? If the page is profile, I should be able to disable disable the click event of this guy and the click event of this guy. The same way I disable the entire menu and the entire nav bar. This is a nice thing to do because we don't want the end users to interact with the app. If you are building a banking app, you're going to have loopholes. Listen, my name is Tumitladi. I love making these short videos to show you what I did. If you want to learn how I did it, if you want a private tutorial, I'm available. Just holler at me. Please, if you haven't subscribed, I'm gonna urge you to subscribe. There's more good content. I like to show what I did and how I did it and what was the reason behind. Until next time.